centimeters or more in the eastern Fraser Valley. Freezing rain mixed in as well, which makes it really treacherous for driving. This weather system is really a big snow producer in the interior as well. And you know we have another one coming, but it won't be snow moving in. It'll be mild air with a lot of rain.
We're here at Global News headquarters, I guess, huh, Mark? This is where it all happens. The lovely Mark Madryga, everybody knows him. Trusted meteorologist.
Most times.
Most times.
We hit it today.
You hit it today.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Mark. Let's start with that.
Okay.
How often do you hear from people, you're always wrong?
Oh, a lot of the time, and it's not warranted necessarily, although we do miss a few. I was booed in Save On Foods once from the end of the aisle, but nobody's ever tossed anything at me for a bad forecast.
Really?
But I was booed last June when it rained every day. So when we said it was going to snow, nobody was believing us because we missed one last week. Didn't work out. This one, nobody believed us, but it happened perfectly. So we feel good today.
Mark loves weather. I mean, he really loves weather.
He got up at 2 a.m. this morning on the snow day, or the snow day around parts of Metro Vancouver, and he was measuring with his, talking thermometer and ruler outside.
What did you do as a kid that pointed towards your love of this?
It was the only thing I ever wanted to do.
Really?
Not necessarily the TV side of it, or radio side of it, or media side, but that, I think, it was in my blood because I used to record forecasts on a little tape recorder, but it was more kind of...
For who?
Just for myself. You know, I still have all the tapes, over 100 cassette tapes from 1973 on. I don't listen to them that much anymore because my Sony Walkman is broken down. I used to draw, you know, I'd be 10 years old and I'd draw weather maps of BC and just quickly outline BC, where the highs and the lows might be and where the lows would go, and just for fun as a 10-year-old. And after school, come home and monitor the weather, and on weekends. I loved weekends because it was wall to wall, keeping an eye on the weather forecast.
And what did everybody else think about that behavior?
A bit odd. My mother was worried that I'd never go out and, you know, play hockey on the road with the guys and go to the school dances and stuff. But it all worked out in the end.
What he likes is freak winter storms here in freak weather, freak
Explosive
wind.
cyclogenesis. He loves that term.
Yeah.
Explosive cyclogenesis.
What is that?
Well, you'll see it on the satellite image out in the Pacific, where you'll get low pressure forming, or a storm, in other words. And it's just a little bit of an indication there's a storm developing, and then all of a sudden, 12 hours or 24 hours later, it turns into this well-developed low-pressure center where you can see the circulation, the low, and the storm developing. And that's when it goes quickly from initial stages of almost nothing to the big storm. That's explosive cyclogenesis. It's so cool.
It's a favorite movie with weather.
The Perfect Storm, George Clooney, Steve Darling and I, one of our favorites.
Just for the record, these two have terrible taste in movies. How many umbrellas do you have in your car at any given time? 4.
Really? I was born October 4th. I always keep 4 of everything in my car. No, not necessarily. I just made that up.
Mark's weather porn. Right, Mark?
Sort of.
What's your favorite cloud, Mark?
It's got to be cumulonimbus. Although, that's the thunderclouds.
But nerd alert, nerd alert.
No, this is cool. This one here, it's called altocumulus lenticularis, or lenticular clouds, and they're shaped like a spaceship.
Right.
And they're formed to the lee of mountain ranges.
Are we going to get more storms like we had today this winter?
I think so.
Yeah.
La
Do you feel it in your old football knees?
Feel it here. I think we will. I think we'll see more snow and cold at least a couple more times.